Okay, howdy. Hey, wanted to follow up real quick on the video that posted yesterday about the timely payments laws that exist in the alcohol industry that require retailers, so bars and stores who carry alcohol, they are required by law to pay their vendors, so the product suppliers, within 30 days of product delivery. Otherwise, lots of trouble. They can get their license suspended, fines, all kinds of big problems. So the question is, why don't we have those same laws in the cannabis industry? And I wanted to further demonstrate, just so you know, I'm going to pull this up here in a second. I got to fiddle around with my gadgets. Oh, come on. Okay. Is demonstrate as well that here we go. That it's not just the alcohol industry that requires timely payment, but as you can see here, the actual produce, like agriculture, so perishable produce and such, also has these same timely payment laws where the buyer of produce, perishable produce, actually has to pay within 10 days of receiving that product or and if it goes past 30 days, they start getting into license suspension, revocation, and everything. It's very serious. So we have two industries there, the alcohol industry and the produce or agriculture industry, that both have these laws, very, very strict laws on timely payments. So the question is, why don't we have these same laws in the cannabis industry? Um, so just wanted to demonstrate that it's not a radical concept at all to have laws where retailers like dispensaries would be required by law to pay their vendors within 30 days or risk serious repercussions like their license getting suspended or revoked. Um, so why don't we have those? Because without uh, these timely payment laws, like within the alcohol industry or the produce agriculture industry, the whole supply chain, the whole market falls apart. Because now, if you don't have a guarantee or a safety net about getting paid for your product, now all of a sudden you're turning farmers and product makers and alcohol producers who make products, you're turning them into collection agencies where they would have to be going and spending all their time, trying to collect money and getting burned and all these lawsuits and small claims court and all that. So the wheels would come off the wagon on these industries. And that's exactly what has happened in cannabis. So it's actually very radical to not have timely payment laws in the cannabis industry. And one of the big questions is, why don't we have these laws when the alcohol industry, it's it's like a cornerstone, a core principle of timely payment from the retailers to the vendors. Same within agriculture and produce. Um, so I just wanted to let you know. So if you want to look these up and do your own research, the alcohol laws are called Tide House laws, and these go way back decades and decades, if not 100 years. And Tide House means like they're the bar or saloon or retailer is tied to a vendor. They don't want that to happen where there's an exclusive situation. And then with produce, these laws are called it's PACA, PACA, and it is that acronym is the Perishable Agriculture Commodities Act. So that is what requires the buyers to pay those vendors within with agriculture and perishable products, it's within 10 days. So anyway, just wanted to demonstrate that that is not a radical concept for cannabis. Now, attempts have been made in cannabis to pass legislation And a big question is why wasn't this baked into the original structure in the first place? But then when attempts were made, unfortunately, those legislative bills got shot down very quickly. And the question is why and who's against that? Who's fighting that? Um, because in cannabis, it is a huge problem. And I'm just going to read this little synopsis. It says California has made legislative attempts to address the deadbeat retailer problem. So the retailers being deadbeats, not paying their vendors. And in the cannabis industry, where retailers delay payments to distributors and cultivators for months, creating a debt bubble exceeding $600 million. So this was back in 2023. Over $600 million was owed by retailers to vendors or product producers. And I haven't checked what it is in 2026, but it may be even worse because the industry is sort of um, more and more folks are going out of business, more and more consolidations happening. It's really tough times. So and for me as a small product producer, um, I don't want to spend all my time being a collection agency and going after payments. I want to focus on farming and producing really high quality products, and then have a safety net that there's laws in place that retailer, if I deliver that product, they're going to pay me. And that is not a radical concept to have those laws. Again, it's a core principle of the alcohol industry and the agriculture produce industry. So, and for folks who don't understand the culture and the system and sort of the problem of retailers in the cannabis industry just stealing product from small vendors. It's just theft. They intentionally do not pay them because they know it's a huge problem, a huge hassle to have to go to small claims court. So if it's $5,000 worth of product, retailers just go, I'm not going to pay you. So I'm going to show you closing out this video a clip of an actual CEO of a retailer in California that got caught on camera sort of bragging and laughing about how he doesn't pay small mom and pop vendors.
But you know what's so cool? A lot of these vendors within years, like let's say it's been open for 5 years, you know how much money we save by not paying the vendors because they went out of business or they never collected or they never lasted? I'm not talking about CPX, and I'm not talking about Navis. I ain't talking about the 30 staple brands that are here to play. I'm talking about these fucking mom and pop come and go. I would say hundreds and hundreds of thousands. I mean, you don't have to pay, you don't have to pay.
So this is just one CEO who happened to get caught on camera, but this is throughout the industry. This is a huge problem. So the question is, one, why don't we have these timely payment laws in cannabis? How can we get them? Who's fighting against this? And when we don't have timely payment laws, it just creates an unfair advantage for the big corporate consolidators, the big vendors, the big retailers to just take over. And we end up, if this continues to play out and where things are trending, we're going to have oligarchs and wage slaves. We're going to have no independent small family business, no niche markets. It's just going to be big. And unfortunately, they tend to not be the highest quality. So big, kind of crappy products and franchise retailers and nothing in between. And that's bad for consumer choice. That's bad for the economy. That's bad for the market. A really healthy, thriving market has lots of niche opportunities that where everyone has, these niches where they can thrive. But right now in cannabis, we don't have that, and we're seeing the results. Just the cannabis industry in California, especially, is just constantly imploding, and small vendors and small farmers are really nearing a complete and total extinction event. And now the question is not to be negative or dystopian. The question is that intentional? Is that what the state actually wants? Is that what And we can touch on that on another video, but I am going to show you that video of the CEO being caught laughing about not paying vendors. And then, yeah, so I just want to follow up with that again. Alcohol and agriculture and produce have these timely payment laws. We need them in cannabis. Why don't we have them? And we should really, 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 really need to focus on this. But a lot of people first need to be educated and be aware that it's not a radical concept. It's actually essential to a healthy, thriving, fair market. So, anyway, hope that's helpful. Peace.